Hello everyone, today we have quite a big cleaning video ahead of us because things have gotten a little out of control recently. So today I'm going to try and get the entire house back in order. As you can see from the before pictures, there's quite a lot to do. Later in the video I also want to talk a little bit about sharing household responsibilities and the chores. Basically I'm going to go into how important it is for us to have worked out a way to share the load together. But anyway, we should probably get going by tackling the laundry. It is still pretty early in the morning and I have a lot of laundry to get done, and that's because we have done absolutely no laundry in over a week at this point. So this is going to be load 1 of potentially about 3 loads of laundry to get done today. Basically, I want to get as much done as I can so that I feel a little less like the monster that is my laundry pile is winning. Unfortunately, later in the day we are going to have to make more laundry by changing the bedding, but that's a problem for future me. Anyway, if we haven't met yet, my name is Issa and I make intentional homemaking videos with my wife Blaze, and we are usually better at keeping on top of things. But unfortunately, sometimes life happens, and for us, COVID happened, and we've been quite sick for a couple of weeks now. I thought we were getting better about a week ago, but we got worse again. But luckily we do seem to be on the mend now, although you will have to forgive my voice. It is still quite croaky, but hopefully I don't lose my voice by the end of this video. But for the past 2 weeks, our routines for the most part completely flew out of the window. We did no laundry, no housework. I didn't even have the energy to put the groceries we had delivered fully away, so we're going to have to tackle that today too. But now the laundry is in, I'm actually going to focus on looking after myself first this morning. I don't know about you, but I always feel really icky the moment I'm starting to get over an illness. So my first priority is to have a bath, relax a little, and prepare for a busy day ahead. It is so important to be kind to yourself, especially when you're ill, you're tired, or you're just feeling like things are a struggle, and I'm hoping that this bath will set me up for the day. So let's start cleaning, and I'm going to start in a different way than I usually would. I would usually start in the kitchen and work through the house from there, but today, as I've just used the bathroom, I'm going to give the whole room a quick clean. I'm not going to be doing any deep cleaning or really thorough cleaning today. I just want to get the house to a point where it isn't bothering me and feels less daunting, so that I can get back into my usual routines. Deep cleans will be done when I get back to my usual zone cleaning schedule, because progress not perfection is our household motto, and I'm definitely going to be sticking to that today. While I was in the bath, Blaze got on with changing the bedding, because there is nothing quite like the feeling of a clean bed, and today's clean is all about making us feel better in the house again. I've mentioned in other videos how important we find that our environment is to our mental health, and I know the house is getting to a point where it's going to start to feel overwhelming for us, and I don't want it to get worse. So bathroom and bedroom sorted, I'm clean, dressed and ready to go. Blaze has gone to work for the day now, and I'm going to be continuing in the kitchen, which is where I'd usually start a clean. I always find that this is the room that makes the biggest difference to us. This room being messy just makes everything so much harder, more so than any other room. We have at least been managing to do our morning and evening routines, at least some of it anyway, so the dishes are taken care of. but we had to have groceries delivered and I just couldn't deal with all of it properly, so everything is just a little bit messy. So we need to sort out the sides, put things away and give the surfaces a good clean. But that does lead me on to the other thing I'd like to talk about, sharing the household load. Sharing our household responsibilities fairly is something that we are pretty aware of, because both of us have been in situations where things didn't really feel fair. For very different reasons to each other, but the outcome ended up being the same for both of us in previous relationships. Resentment grew, so it was a mistake that we did not want to repeat again with each other. It might not always seem like things are fair, because to you guys in these videos it looks like I do 99% of everything in the house, and that's not really true. That's the view you get because I make the videos, so the stuff I do gets recorded. Don't get me wrong, I do the majority of the household tasks, and that's including the cooking, cleaning and home planning, but it must look like Blaise rarely does anything, and I could see how that would look very unfair without any context. We look at it from a perspective of sharing things fairly, not necessarily equally. What this means is that we look into the tasks that need doing, the time they take, and who has the time to do that. That doesn't mean we do the exact same amount of tasks. It means we share the tasks in a way that feels fair to both of us, taking everything into account, including my study time, the time I work on YouTube, and of course Blaise's full-time job. So for us, this split looks like Blaise in the office working for most of her day, and me taking care of the home for us, whilst doing my degree and making these videos. That probably means that I do about 80% of the household tasks, and that's what works for us right now with the current lifestyle we have. At some point, it will probably change again, because if anything is a surety in life, it's that things will always change. Whether that's me working again, Blaise getting a new or different job, or any other types of life changes that can happen. How we manage this is through a lot of communication, both by having the conversations with each other and working out what things should look like, but also by implementing the other communication tools we have, which is things like our home life planner, our index card system, which is where we list all our chores, and we also have our whiteboards where we write out meal plans and any other information we might need to share. We also have it routined who is responsible for what tasks. Blaise has a few tasks that she takes care of, and I don't have to worry about those at all, while I have all of my routines in place too. This has worked out pretty well for us. Things are going to have to change a little though, so we will rebalance the workload, and I will go into how we do this in a minute, but right now I want to get this kitchen finished. Room to work on is our living room. This room isn't actually too bad. It is in desperate need of a vacuum, and it is a little messy where we haven't put things away while being ill. This room has had a lot of use the past couple of weeks, so stuff just seemed to accumulate. So I'm going to give it a good tidy, a quick dust, and then vacuum and mop. Being ill has been one of the times where our normal routines and how we share our chores has had to change. Because even though both of us caught COVID, I am always worse than Blaise is when it comes to how ill we get. So she has had to step in and take over most of the cooking and keeping us warm and alive. She was still working from home at the same time, so she didn't have enough time or energy whilst also not feeling 100% herself, so she couldn't take over all of the chores. But I am very glad that she was at least able to keep us fed and comfortable. Otherwise, a lot more takeouts would have happened. But now I'm on the mend and she is feeling very tired after taking care of me, herself and working. So it's my turn to step back in and give her some time to recover too. This does bring me back to how things are going to have to change a bit going forward. It isn't related to us being ill, but it was something we wanted to talk about before we got sick, and then we didn't get the chance to. So we do still need to work out the details. But we have come to the conclusion that because life is changing a little, we need to recalibrate the load share when it comes to the home. Not in a big way, and it won't affect the videos. I'll still be making the cleaning videos, but my life has picked up pace a little and I'm getting busier, which means I have been struggling to keep up with it all. We had taken away more of Blaze's share because she was starting a new job with more responsibility, and we didn't know what that would look like for her, and we just didn't want her to get overloaded until we could work out what would be fair again. Her work has settled down into more of a routine again, which is pretty good timing because I'm getting busier. So we are going to change the chore list, and that just means who does what. How we do this is actually pretty simple. We either write down all of the tasks that need doing in a day, a week and a month, and then go through that list together. We actually go through it with a highlighter and just distribute the tasks out in a way that feels fair and like we'll both be able to manage. For us, this is actually even easier to do these days because we already have our routines and household tasks written down, so we just have to work out who is going to be doing what. It isn't going to be changing hugely. I still have more time than she does, so I'll still be doing the bulk of it. She's just going to be taking a little more of that load from me for the moment. I'm not sure what that looks like just yet, but it could be that she does one of the zone cleans a month or takes over some of the weekly tasks. If you're interested, I'll let you know when we've worked out what this looks like. She has finished work for the day now though, and is going to help me out by vacuuming upstairs while I do the downstairs, which is always a great help. So that's actually the bulk of the cleaning done, but I am not quite done for the day. I want to make us some granola, because we ran out a week ago, and breakfast has been a bit of a struggle without this pre-prepared. Today has been about getting back to a place where we can take care of ourselves easily, and having a good breakfast prepared is definitely part of that. We settled on this as a breakfast option, and I make it at home because in part it's so easy to make, but also because it means we have more control over the ingredients. We wanted a breakfast that was quick, easy, and could travel easily when Blaze goes into the office, but found a lot of the store-bought granolas were too sweet for Blaze to have in the morning because of her medical issues, and she would just end up having a sugar crash and getting sick. Making my own just meant we could avoid that, and we have really missed having it to hand in the mornings this week. So I'm going to make that, and then after that I need to water the plants because they have also been neglected this week while I've been ill, and then that will be me done for the day. If you are interested in more thoughts about how we share household responsibilities, we do go into it in more detail in our podcast this week, which will be coming out on Thursday. We just go into more detail, talk about what went wrong for us in the past, and how we managed to balance it better now. I'll pop some links down in the description of all of the places you can listen to that on Thursday, and it will be releasing here on YouTube too. But that is me done for the day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video could help motivate you or just keep you company while you go about your day. Thank you so much for being here with me while I do my clean. It really makes a difference to me knowing that while I'm cleaning, that you will also be here with me when the video releases. It just seems to make the chores more fun to get through. So thank you, and if you want some more inspiration, I'll pop some suggestions for you on the screen and in the description. Thank you, I hope you have a lovely day.